Greetings, family. Hope everyone is having a happy Saturday. I want to walk you to a property that I'm working on right now and tell you a little bit about how I was able to do this. I guess I'm going to start back here so you can kind of see it all. We're in here doing some work, and I want you to know that people make it sound very difficult, but it's not that difficult at all. But you have to take the proper steps. And I'm going to tell you about some steps that I took that I guarantee you is different from so many others, because I do things a little bit differently. But anyway, so here is the property right now. We got some trash to get out. They'll be coming to do that on Saturday. And as you can see, everybody's moving into this area at this time. So here's your property here. Knocking down some walls, moving over the porch. But I want you to see the insides. As you see, we've expanded the kitchen even more than what I showed you last time. Yep. So we're going to be putting our new kitchen in today. But at the same time, we got 2 bathrooms being installed today by 2 different crews. And at nighttime, we have our electrical going in at night. So we got a lot going on here. See, it's serious business up here. Really serious. So you see, it's really serious in here about how I actually did this as a head of vision. And I used to write down everything. I wrote it all down. I used to write down everything on a vision board. And throughout my house, I placed this vision board all throughout the house so that I could see it every day. But before the vision board, to be honest, hey, there we go. I lost connection there for a second. So I was talking to you after walking you through the property. Just letting you know how I was able to begin this process. I used to write how I wanted to own properties down on a vision board. And every day as I come and go from my house, I will actually see this vision board. And I wrote down how many properties based upon certain numbers that I would need in order to help build a healthy community. A lot of times I've witnessed when visiting my beautiful Arab brothers, I've witnessed that they have beautiful communities. They have beautiful places to pray. They have activities for their children. And here I am, an entrepreneur for all these years, and it's hard to get 1 or 2 people to work with in order to build something, right, for our future. It's hard. So I'm like, well, how can I do this? And so, of course, being an entrepreneur was one thing, but one day owning real estate was the next level. I actually used to write business plans and give them to people in shady records, NBA basketball players. I mean, people who had hundreds of millions of dollars and, and close to it. I used to give them my plans, but, they never did what I wanted them to do. And I was just stuck to my dream because I knew one day I was going to work this plan myself, right? And so I wrote this down and I kept it up in my house where I looked at it every single day. And these things pretty much help shapes your mindset. I wanted this imprinted in my mind. It was very important for me to have this just stapled to my consciousness. This is the reality that I wanted to end up seeing, manifesting, coming into reality. So the time came, couldn't wait on anybody else anymore. I realized that I had to do for my own self, and I was able to buy 2 properties, and I would use those properties to help fund my art gallery so that I can afford to get the kind of art that I needed to catapult my art gallery, to catapult it into the community. Then now, I started to share with my family the power of real estate because I work in people's homes every day. And my family got behind me, and, all of us started to get some properties, so that we could take advantage of a bigger dream, so that we could build something bigger, right? We wanted to build something bigger that will help our community. We wanted to build something bigger to be able to finance, boxing rings, swimming pools, things that our children need. But one of the foundations that I had for myself was basically, some people call it vision boards. Just writing down my vision and looking at it every single day, feeling that vision. I used to feel it as though it was real. See myself working inside of an abandoned home in Detroit, right? I would see myself doing it until it came into reality. So, give me 1 second here, 1 second. Look at this part right here. You can block me. Yeah. Yeah, I used to just watch myself and see myself. What does it feel like to own properties? I didn't want to listen too much to even people in my own community, even in the masjid. I don't want to hear what some of them have to say, because I didn't listen to them, thank God Almighty, I found what they told me to be false, because I'm actually doing it when they made me feel that it was not possible. They made it seem so difficult, right? But holding your vision, believing in it no matter what, but also actively beginning to make investments, working extra hours, getting something to sell that will help you bring in some extra income, going hard, getting, as they call it, getting locked in and getting in a mindset like, hey, I got to make this happen. And those few dollars begin to add up for you. And the next thing you know, you'll have your first project. But it takes some actual effort, right? And the effort is not just work. A lot of people think the effort is work and you just go and work for it. No, you'll just be spinning your tires. But the work is an inner work as well as a physical work. So you have the faith, you have the imagination, you have everything in your mind, how you want to see it. You write down the plan so that you can see it that way as well every day. You feel it as though it's real. You feel what it feels like to be inside of my own properties. Like one time I built a building in my head, a multi-million-dollar building, in which then I was so financially far from even having that opportunity. Now I'm extremely closer to be able to do it by just visualizing. So I just visualize every day. And then not only do you visualize, sometimes you got to get on the phone and you call. I call big companies. How much would it do you charge to build this building? Until eventually, they needed various things from me. And then I had to go and get those things for them, right? I had to go and get those things that they needed in order for them to give me a guesstimation of what that building would actually cost. What would that building actually cost me to build? And just a little bit on the building that I was visualizing. It was a 3-story building with stores around. No, I'm sorry. It was 5-story. And it had stores all on the lower level. And believers lived all through the building. And it was pretty cool. And even had a place to pray inside of the building. So you not only visualize, even if you don't financially have it, you make the phone calls as though you do. You make the phone calls to get the estimates. What are they going to do? They're not going to beat you up. At least you have something in your mind. So now your mind can help you find out how to achieve whatever it is that you're looking to do. But I see so many people, they just have these dreams with no blueprint. Then you have people who have the blueprint, but physically and mentally, they don't believe it themselves, right? You have to feel it. Even when I bought my truck, it was at a time when they didn't have any more computer chips. And they told me that I wouldn't be able to get a truck, let's say, for months and months. And I had visualized, I knew I was getting me a truck. And I wasn't waiting months to get this particular truck that I wanted. And I visualized. And one day I was headed to work to do a gym. And there was my truck inside of the dealership. And I just walked inside and said, hey, I want that truck. And just so happened, so many people was on a waiting list, but that particular truck was not. And I got it. So you have to visualize. You have to believe it, feel it, go sit in that truck or in that house or whatever your dream is and find what it feels like, right? Because there's things that we are not taught when it comes to the unseen. There's so much that we don't know when it comes to the unseen. And I believe that our conditions, specifically people here in this country, because we've been bamboozled in our thinking, we don't realize the power of the unseen, of elements that we don't even see, in which the Creator owns these elements, that we have a gravitational pull in which we pull them and then eventually they materialize. But we're not educated in quantum physics. So who can you even talk to about this in your community? Barely one person. We need to learn how quantum physics work, because we'll find out that we've been hurting ourselves for a long time. We've been causing unnecessary problems in our life, and we don't even realize it. We could have achieved that goal. We could have had that thing that we desired. But instead of attracting it, we repelled it because of our thinking, because of our belief. And that's the dangerous part. When you believe something, oh my God, it gets so dangerous, because that belief is what helps that thing become real. So if you fear, what do you think is going to be coming your way? What do you think you're going to attract in your life? But if you're joyous and happy and have an abundant mindset, that's what's going to come in your life. Now, if you add that with experiencing that vehicle you want, experiencing those houses, walk in some abandoned houses, call up the real estate company and go see some properties. Walk in there like you got a bag full of money. I've done these things. That's how I live. I don't live like a lot of people in my community. Our understanding is a little bit different. I'm not going to sit around and pray all day without following it up with actions. Not just the actions of working, but the actions of my inner self, right? If your inner self is messed up, like I tell people, and I said it in my book, Meditate to Elevate, it has to be a trinity. It has to be a physical thing as well. It has to be a mental thing, right? Physically, mentally. You can't achieve what you're looking for without all of the components. What emotions do you have behind it to pull it? What physical work are you doing to have it? What's your belief system about it, right? It takes work. It takes massive inner work. And the inner work helps bring the outer reality. So that's just a little bit of what I do and what I did, opposing to what I learned. A lot of times we have to relearn. And I'm telling you, so that anybody out there can hear this, this is real. This is not blowing smoke up your behind. This is the real deal, right? We're going to get this property right here, God willing. It's fenced off next to our property. We're going to take this gate down and remove these trees. Put us, I can't think of the right word for it, but we'll be able to cook outside in the wintertime. We're going to make a brick grill. We're going to build something to where we can come out in the wintertime and enjoy nature and still be warm. So this, God willing, inshallah. But you can do it. But it can't be just you going to work 40 hours a week. It can't just be you praying. You got to get up off your knees and do the work as well. You have to pray. You can't just do the work without praying. All of it goes hand in hand. It's a trinity, right? So, anyways, I hope that you take this as serious. Be inspired. A lot of people call me. They ask me questions. How do you do this? And how do you do that? Well, I'm telling you right now, it's not that difficult, but it takes work. And if you actually put in the work mentally, physically, emotionally, even through the feelings of your body, by touching these things, make sure you can achieve and get what you want. You can get what you want if you do the work. Because the way God has designed your brain, if you do the work, your mind is going to direct you to how to get whatever it is that you want. Because it's going to show you, oh, that's what you want? I can show you how to get there. You watched that TV show and I held the memory back in the back of your head. The show actually told you how to achieve that goal. Or you remember when you were at a meeting or when you worked somewhere and you saw something. I still have that memory for you. Now let me help you get to where you want it to be. So you want to make sure that you get everything about yourself involved, from your physical body, your belief system, writing it down, right? Everything you need to get involved so that you can get whatever it is that you want. This is one of my major outside of prayer. This is one of my major techniques of achieving my goals, is using my imagination and not allowing anyone else's crap, right? Not allowing anyone else's crap to affect my thinking, not letting anyone else's whatever deter me from the direction that God has blessed me to travel. So again, thank you so much for listening, and hopefully I could see you make your beautiful videos and inspire, and how to not just do properties to achieve whatever it is that you're trying to achieve in life, or how you run your small business and get your products into major corporations. We got to learn how to do big things because we're in serious, tough situations. So it's good. We got to do some big things. We got to make some big moves so we can make a difference. Anyways, thank you for listening. I hope you have a beautiful